Hi, it's me, your art teacher. I'm going to show you how to do the aluminum foil mask over somebody's face. So you may want to have somebody help you do this. It's not easy to do it for yourself. You can try. You might have some success, but I really advise you to have somebody help you with this. So I'm just going to demo it. It may take a little bit of time. So stick with me as I show you how to do this. So my first step is I kind of crunch it together really lightly like this, so that the two pieces, which you start with, kind of mold together very light. And then here's a really interesting thing to do. You take your knuckle like this, and approximately halfway down, you mold around your knuckle, so it makes a kind of fake nose. There's no real science to this, and you end up with something that looks like this. This is Michael, my husband. He's going to help. He's going to pose. I'm going to place this right there where I have that little bump that I made with my knuckle, and start pinching around his face and molding around his forehead, like so. Get underneath the chin area, hold it under. It's got to be really, really tight on the forehead. All right, so you can see what I'm doing. It's like I'm pressing into his face very, very firmly. And occasionally you may want to take a breath. So at this point, I'm going to take it off in a moment and see how I'm doing. All right. This is where tape and scissors come in. Okay, if you wouldn't mind just kind of holding it right there, right on the pinch of your nose, right there. Yes. Now, you know how tape is. It's hard to find the beginning part when it's brand new. All right, so what we're going to do is just put a few pieces of tape across the top. Looks like I may have to fill this gap in a little tiny bit because I started that bump with my knuckle a little bit high. So I'm going to do that so that I can fill it in with tape. I might get a little bit of your hair when this comes off. Okay, now put your hand up here like you have a headache. Right, and bring up your chin. All right. I'm going to fold this under here and wrap it around.
Yeah.
You okay? You need to breathe?
No.
Okay, take it off for the moment. Yeah. A lot of pushing and punching, huh? You okay?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay, back up here like you have a headache. Now, this is very important. You must secure the chin underneath. And you guys all have a roll of tape. So really secure the chin several times. And you can see there's a lot of extra stuff on the edges here. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take it off. And right along this edge, I'm going to press it in just a little bit before I put it back on. Really pressing it into the tape. And it also gives me a line where I know I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut it right now. Not a lot. And I'm going to cut this off too. Okay, it's pretty rough, so I want to get a little bit more of features. It's got a pretty good shape so far, but we really want to make sure that it's not going to collapse when you start using it. Okay, so now put your hand back up here, and I'm going to start taping in very strategic places. Across the eyes, and be very, very gentle when you put the tape across the eyes, because it can really hurt if you push too hard. And now under where the nose is, right here. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Uncomfortable?
Yep.
Okay. You want to take it off for a moment?
Okay.
Okay. Here's the thing about breathing. It makes it blow out like a balloon. So, sides. Thing is, you want to keep those wrinkles from popping out. Always reminds me a little bit of Jiffy Pop. Remember Jiffy Pop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a really important direction to go in. Crisscross, like this. Usually use a little bit wider tape. This is a little bit on the thinner side, but it's adequate enough. Okay, crisscross here. Okay. You guys can see where I'm going with this, right?
No.
No, you can't. All right, so it's starting to pop out a little bit, so I'm going to get in here and tape it up some more right under the chin to really contain it. Can you take it off for a second? All right, so now with using your hands in this method, you just kind of squeeze it together without losing the shape. Just squeezing that aluminum foil, the wrinkles, so that they flatten out. So I'm starting to flatten it out a little bit and starting to take a little more of a human face. So far, this is what we have. All right, just a little more taping, and then we'll take it off, and I'll show you the rest of this technique. All right, so if you could put your hand in the middle of your face and hold it here, and then I'm going to get the forehead a little more. If you have somebody who can help you, that would be excellent. Okay, just a little bit more tape and then we'll be done. I'm going to put one across the bridge of the nose. Just tighten it up a little bit more. And then underneath the nose as well. This piece did not come off very good, but it'll still work. Sorry, I'm pushing a little hard. Michael, you're being a really good sport. All right, so I'm just filling in where I think I need to put the tape. You doing okay?
Yeah.
You can breathe? Okay, you can move your finger a little bit. All right, I'm going to take it off now. Ha, you all right? Ouch. All right, so the main thing is, do you have shaping on the forehead? Do you have shaping on the nose? It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, just enough so that it sticks out just a bit. Do you have shaping on the chin? You want to make sure that the chin has shape and goes slightly underneath. It should look like this from the back side. And here's the deal. This is going to be taped all the way around the edge. But before I do that, I have to take my scissors and do something called trimming. And trimming is simply taking your scissors, where'd they go? And holding this up. And yeah, why don't you? Thank you, Michael. Right, so you are going to trim it. This is uneven on both sides. Here's the center point, and you can see it's not the same on either side. So what you want to do is hold it to a point where you can see it evenly on both sides, and then decide where you want to trim. And you also want to do that on the other side so that it matches. Be careful not to trim too much, because then it gets so small it won't cover your face anymore. So now I think I've got it to where I want it. Looks like this all the way around. You can see here where I had to fill in a little bit with the tape where the aluminum foil came together, but it is basically where I want it. Now, here's the next step. Take your tape, and with very small pieces, go all the way around the edge in this fashion. And line them up together, like next to each other, like this, all the way around, so that the entire edge is going to be covered all the way around. And as you're doing that, also maintain the shape of the piece. You want to make sure that this is curved in and doesn't flatten out. You don't want a flattened out one. You want it to stay curved in. So you may occasionally want to put it back up to your face and make sure that those creases and crinkles are not flattening out and they're maintaining their shape. All right, that's enough.